Why can't Saint-Maximin just keep his talking for the pitch? Welcome back to another video on the channel, Newcastle fans. If you are new to Black and White Banter, make sure you drop down, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and get us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Bit of a ranty video for me, this one. I don't like to do them. I know a lot of people use ranty videos to sort of like, I think, try and go viral. You know, I see a lot floating around, censored and uncensored and all this sort of stuff. But I don't like to do ranty videos because everything is positive in the world of Newcastle at the moment. But Allan Saint-Maximin, for anyone who's maybe been working every hour that God sends this week under the sun and hasn't really picked up a newspaper or checked much of the news, Allan Saint-Maximin has apparently done a interview with a French, I think it's a French magazine, where he's basically said that, firstly, he said he's as good as Sadio Mane of Liverpool, and he's also said that with regards to his own performances, if along the lines of, I won't quote it word for word, if we had better strikers at Newcastle United, he would have more assists because some of the chances he creates, more of them would get taken. I don't like it. Eddie Howe's in his press conference come out today, hasn't denied what he said, but he has said that they've had a conversation in Eddie Howe's office because Saint-Maximin came to him. Eddie Howe hasn't really clarified what he meant by this quote and whether it was taken out of context. He's just said that it wasn't meant in the way it's come across and it was nothing negative against the players. But Eddie Howe has said he isn't really sure what he meant by it, essentially. So, firstly, let's call a spade a spade. There isn't much else Allan Saint-Maximin could have meant by these quotes. There really isn't. The fact that Allan Saint-Maximin is comparing himself to Sadio Mane, firstly, I don't like that because, let's be totally honest, again, going back to calling a spade, it's quite delusional. Sadio Mane is playing for one of the best teams in the world, one of the best teams I've seen in my lifetime. He's scoring goals consistently. He's setting up goals consistently. Saint-Maximin has got skills and ability to dribble the ball that not many players have in world football, and I don't doubt that for a second. As far as flair with a football at his feet goes, he is probably one of the best I've seen, certainly at St James's Park. There's a big difference between having flair and being able to do all these tricks, but also being a top-class footballer by doing it week in, week out, by scoring goals, by assisting chances, and generally giving that input every match that is positive, whether it be successful passes, whether it be tackles defensively, you know, depending on what position you are on the pitch. Allan Saint-Maximin does not bring that for us at the moment. Therefore, Allan Saint-Maximin is nowhere near the quality of Sadio Mane. Now, I'm all for someone being confident, especially in an attacking role. I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 17 would have said similar things. I can be as good as X, Y, and Z. But the difference for me is that Allan Saint-Maximin is doing way too much of this away from the football pitch and not enough on it. Because if we look at the last 4 or 5 games that he has played in, 6 games under this fantastic spell that we've been under since he came back from injury, there hasn't been many assists, goals, and generally performances where he's been a standout player. So for him now to come out and do an interview and have a go at Chris Wood, have a go at Callum Wilson and say that the players that we have are not up to his standards, essentially, is infuriating for me. Why is he even saying them things in the first place? Yes, I know journalists prompt you to answer these questions and chuck difficult questions at you because it's a better headline. But there's a time and a place to mention your teammates and how if we had better players, he would be better. Just don't say anything at all. Really, seriously, Allan, don't say anything at all. You might be a fan favourite with your tweets, your social media content, and some of the things you are capable of on the football pitch. But being brutally honest, you have not performed what I would class as well, really well, for best part of six games plus now. Bearing in mind you had that injury. So to read these comments, he's since come out, Allan Saint-Maximin, this afternoon and said that things were taken out of context and all he meant was that one day we will have better players, and he's excited for that, and he can't wait to develop as a player when we expand as a football club. I don't buy into that. That is still him talking about our current crop of players that he plays with. Your Chris Woods, your Dwight Gales even, your Callum Wilsons has not been good enough to his standard. Just don't say anything at all. And it's really riled me up, this one, because it's a needless press conference. It's a needless interview where his answers should not have been the answers that he's given. And it's going to leave a bitter taste in a lot of Newcastle fans' mouths, simply because he's not currently doing it on the pitch. If he was smashing in 4 goals over the last 5 or 6 games, like the performances we've seen from Bruno, the performances we've seen from Dan Burn more recently, say what you want, Alan. You can slag my mum off if you want, if you're playing fantastic on the pitch, but he's not. And I have no idea why he's done that. And for me, that's left a bitter taste in my mouth. And it sums him up where he's at as a footballer. Me in the kingdom of I. And the longer that mentality continues, the less likely he is to be a world-class player. I think going back to Cristiano Ronaldo, which I'm not comparing the two, it's just a good example. When he was doing all his flicks and tricks as an 18-year-old, I think that player realised that it's a team game. And he developed his game around the players that he was playing with, and he pushed on as a player, as a team player. Allan Saint-Maximin, for me, still is not doing that. We see it in his defensive contribution. We see it in his desire to take on an extra man when there's a pass available. And it's very much him. And as longer that continues, especially with interviews like this, the less likely that man is to ever be a world-class player and ever go anywhere near that fantastic French team that we've seen in the last couple of years. Hope he proves me wrong on Sunday and bangs in 2 in a famous win at the Etihad. But based off recent performances, I don't know whether that's going to be likely. I am not a best pleased Newcastle United fan reading the things he said in that press conferences. If you are new to the channel, Newcastle fans, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this interview, what you think about Allan Saint-Maximin as a player, and whether you think he was right to be saying it. There might be someone out there who thinks, yeah, I agree with him, so why is he not allowed to say it in a press conference? It's not for me. It's not to my taste at all. When things are going so well, why would you say it? But I want to find out what you guys think watching this video. And as always, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.